Masoud Shajari, head of the Islamic Human Rights Commission, joins us from London. Well, Masoud Shajari, you are at a place that last week noticed, I think it was 30,000 plus people there in the UK, in London in particular, who voiced opposition to Trump's travel to the UK. And now we're seeing what has developed into a temporary halt. Do you think that the U.S. assessed how much damage Trump's executive order has placed on their image worldwide, that perhaps is letting these types of court orders actually happen?
Absolutely. I think the damage is very visible, extremely visible, both inside and outside the United States. It's unprecedented that such an opposition to such an order really we see both within the United States and outside demonstrations which really I have not seen since Vietnam War. And if anything, I really, as I remember the Vietnam War and the demonstration, this is much greater, much more sudden, and indeed is taken right across the universe. But what is really astonishing is the fact that this president is still insisting to continue its divisive policies, which is not just divisive and actually divided internationally, but within the United States. This level of division within the United States is going to be extremely damaging in the long term if it's continued.
One of the things that is very astonishing and surprising is the lack of depth that it appears that Trump and his administration have towards the issue of terrorism. Looking just purely at the numbers, it has not been Muslims who have actually committed acts of terror that has resulted in deaths as much as the homegrown terrorists that are U.S. nationals. Now, there's a certain plan that seems to put more focus on Muslims within the U.S. in a broad term. Are we looking at a crackdown on Muslims from the Trump administration, not dealing with what he is after, which is to eliminate terrorism, and of course that being discriminatory?
Well, it really is astonishing. Anyone and everyone seems to understand the fact behind this whole thing, that really not a single act of terrorism was committed by members of any of these 7 nations in the United States. And as a matter of fact, the terrorism comes from different sources. This is really something that just everyone understands. But then at the same time, one understands that what Trump is doing is actually riding the wave of Islamophobia and prejudice, which exists deeply, is deep-rooted now in the societies like the United States. And he's actually riding that. And the reality is that he's managing to mobilize some Christian fundamentalists and some other fundamentalists behind him. And it really is bizarre that a head of a state, let alone a head of one of so-called most powerful nation on earth, will behave in such a way so illogical, so against every concept, and so prejudicial. It really is really astonishing. Many people felt that once Trump comes to power, he will change his way. But unfortunately, he seems to be continuing the same policies which are prejudicial, which are divisive, which are actually indeed illegal, as the judge has decreed.
Masoud Shajari, a pleasure talking to you, head of the Islamic Human Rights Commission there from London. Thank you.